Hey boss, today I am going to talk about how I found my passion and purpose in life. And I thought I would share my personal story because I haven't done this at all. And it might be, some motivation for you to get off the bench and do something that you are really passionate about and that you feel is going to be fulfilling that purpose in life for you. And so, hey, I'm Dr. Heather Williamson with the Transformation Group, and welcome back to the channel. So if you like a video like this, please subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my leadership tips and strategies that I put out weekly, and you will not be disappointed. I noticed actually yesterday that I have now gotten up to 3,000 views on my channel. I did 1,000 in the month of September. So this channel is growing and I'm really excited about that. So let's get started. So how I found my passion and purpose in life. And it started, actually, I was in a sales management position for a large Fortune 50 company. And I got the opportunity to go on an Outward Bound program. Now, Outward Bound is team building in a very large scale. So if you're not familiar with Outward Bound, basically what it is that you as a team, however you are broken down, whether it's a unit, district, that's irrelevant basically, but you are working as a team to be more cohesive and work better together. And so what we had the opportunity to do, and the company took the sales force, the national sales force, twice actually, and we got to jump off poles, climb them up, and then do ropes courses, all this outside stuff that requires height, because most people have a fear of height. I have a huge fear of heights, and so honestly I didn't really like any of that. I did it because I am not a quitter. I'm married to a Marine and failure is not an option. So I did it, and I'm glad that I did it. I have checked that box off, and I feel like I don't really need to do that again. But what I really enjoyed was the small group work that was facilitated by an industrial organizational psychologist who did this actually on both instances where I got the opportunity to participate. And through that experience, through that small group work where that psychologist actually helped us be better as a team, perform better, got to think about, all right, what does it mean to be a leader in a team? And that part, it triggered something in me. And so I was kind of, I would say, lost with regard to careers. I mean, I was happy for the company that I worked for. I enjoyed doing that, but then it got to the point once I found that, you know what, this is what I really like to do. And interesting enough, and when I was in college the first time around, right out of high school, the class that I really did well in was psychology. And I remember at the time I was a nursing major, and oh my gosh, the chemistry was kicking my butt. Did okay in biology, but the psychology, I don't know, it's just trying to understand why people do what they do. That's what I really enjoy. And so I ended up staying with that company for a year and went back to school part-time just to get some of my gen ed stuff done that I didn't finish the first time around, because at this time I didn't even have a bachelor's degree. So I ended up after a year kind of testing the waters to make sure, hey, going back to school, because I was what's considered as one of those non-traditional students because I was an adult. And I actually enjoyed it. I was focused. I knew what I wanted to do. I knew that I wanted to focus on psychology with regard to, from a company perspective, how do you get people to put forth, and how do you motivate them? How do you communicate to them in a way where they want to excel? They want to work towards things that are on their bucket list, whether it's being in a leadership role where it's just maybe managing a team or a project. You got to start somewhere. And even if you are not in a leadership role now, you might be doing it outside of the company, such as your kids' sports teams, or working, helping out at a nonprofit. And doing things like this also helps develop those leadership skills. And so for me, taking that leap of faith to believe in myself that, what, I am going to make a difference. It's not going to be in the way that I was doing it, selling the product that I was selling. It is going to be more of the getting people to, believe in themselves, stretch their selves in understanding, hey, I can achieve more than I thought I could achieve, or I can be an amazing boss, or, an amazing leader, where people really appreciate my strengths and what I have to offer, whether it's the company or the people on my team. And it was, just through that one experience, I could have just said, no, this was great. I had fun. I really enjoyed the small group, work that the psychologist did with us. But you know what? I'm just going to stick it here and, get my 25 years in and call it a day. Get my retirement and live a happy life. Well, I don't know. I just felt like there was something else that I was supposed to do in life. Something else that drove me to say, you know what? This is not my destiny. This is not where I am going to end my life doing the sales role that I had. And it took a lot of courage. It took a lot of support from my husband, who was actually going to be my husband at the time. We ended up getting married later, but you know what? Luckily, I had his support and the belief in myself that I could do this. And so I took that leap, and I ended up quitting my job and applying to the local university, got accepted, finished up my bachelor's degree, got my master's, and then my PhD in social psychology with a focus in leadership, because I came from a for-profit background, and that is where I really felt comfortable, because, different industries are different, right? You've got government where government is not selling a product, basically. Government is more like, I view it as a service provider. They're providing services. But when it comes to selling products, you've got to do it. Otherwise, the company is going to fail and bankrupt. So when it comes to, being in that leadership role, it comes to the level of, how do I get my people? Because my people are my number one asset. And I knew that because I had worked for companies. I knew that if I didn't have, great people on my team or great people working in my company, then I would not be successful. And knowing that, having that background information gave me the strength to really step outside of my comfort zone. Because like I said, I was a non-traditional student. I mean, I went back to school at 32. So, I was not 19 years old and 20 years old like my fellow classmates. It was an interesting time back then. But it's nothing that I would not do again. I think people should figure out what their passion is, and it may be something for simple as me as, hey, psychology was the only class I did really, really, really well in. And, at the time I was in school for a year, and I actually left before they asked me to leave, which is kind of funny now when you think about it. Because I know if I stayed as a nursing major, it was not going to look good. It was not going to, I was going to go down in flames, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. So it's okay. I think that sometimes it takes people a little while longer to figure out what their passion is. And I think if you kind of create a list of what are some things that I really, really enjoy doing, that really, you know, drive me and make me happy, then that can help you figure out, all right, what is my purpose? How can I translate those passions that I have into a career or into a job? And then I'm telling you, I don't view what I do as a job. I actually love it. And I can't remember who said it, but if you find something that you're really passionate about and that you feel like you are living your purpose in life, then you're not really working a day in your life. It is something that is just, it comes easy. And for me, what I do, it comes easy to me. And I'm glad I finally figured it out. I wish it hadn't taken me so long, but I think it was through those life experiences that I had, that's what led me to, you know, where I am today. Because I think the experiences I've had with jerk bosses and the experience that I've had with great bosses, that kind of helped further define for me where I wanted to go and who I wanted to be. And so hopefully, you know, this has gotten to be a little maybe inspirational for you. You know, if you have any questions, type it in the comment section below. I'd be happy to answer them. And if there is anything else that is a burning topic and you want some insight, I'm here for you. So hopefully you found some value in this, and I do want you to go out and find your passion and your purpose so you don't feel like you've wasted time. You know, we only have one life, and I think we have to live it to the fullest. And if we let other people dictate who we are going to be and how we're going to live, then we're never going to feel really fulfilled. So hopefully this is helpful for you. If you like this video, please like the button below. Don't forget to subscribe to my weekly videos, and I will put out some more. Who knows, if you like this, I might put out more stories of mine that you might be interested in. So until next time, bye, boss.